forgot about anyone here. This is a very important part of people's thesis. They leave it till the very end, which they should. There's no point fussing over too much. So I'm going to focus today on the abstract, and there's myself, Dr. Bill Mallon, or just Bill. You know, everyone keeps saying to me, why do I keep referring to myself as Dr. Bill Mallon? Do I have an ego problem? Yes, I do. The abstract. Let's get going on, okay? Now, I'm going to do a little bit of reading here for you, okay? An abstract is a concise summary of a research thesis or paper, typically found at the beginning of the document. It serves as a brief overview of the study, highlighting the key elements and providing readers with a quick understanding of the research purpose, methodology, results, and conclusion, okay? So this video is going to be me breaking down those separate parts of the abstract, just to make sure that everyone has them in, because people do forget to put in some parts of it, okay? So here we go. Look, I even wrote a little introductory slide, the parts of the abstract. Okay, so here's one. Part 1, research context. So when you're starting off your abstract, okay, so begin with a brief introduction. So start by introducing the broader context of the research, state the general area of study or the problem you are addressing. This sets the stage for the specific focus of your research, okay? So kind of like a mini version of your introductory section in your introduction chapter. You just want a condensed version of that, okay? The second part of your abstract is the research problem and the objective. So now you've set the stage, you want to clearly articulate the research problem or objectives you have. What's the gap in the existing literature or knowledge that your study hopes to address? And what are the specific goals or questions driving your research? It's a simple way of saying, just mention your research question and some of your objectives there. And overall, what you hope the study hopes to achieve. Okay, so here's part 3, methodology. Describe the research design and method. So provide a concise overview. Hang on, look at my old red pointer. Provide a concise overview of the research design and methods employed. Mention if it's experimental, observational, qualitative, quantitative, or mixed. And highlight any unique or innovative aspects of your methodology. Okay, so I would say, if you're doing a qualitative study, just going to say this study has utilized a qualitative methodology utilizing semi-structured interviews. You don't have to mention the sampling method or the number of participants. You're basically just, anyone looking at that abstract just wants a very quick bite-sized nugget of what you're doing. And something like that one line saying it's a qualitative semi-structured interview, that's perfect. So if someone's looking for that type of study, they'll know to grab your thesis and read it, okay? Here's part 4, data collection and analysis. Briefly mention data collection and analysis procedures. So outline the methods used to collect data and the analytic techniques applied. This helps readers understand how you approach the study and process information. Okay, so basically what I said there in the last slide, the only little difference here is you're basically saying the benefits of that methodology. Now you're not going into too much detail, but you're basically saying, okay, well I chose qualitative because I wanted to get in-depth experiences from people. I didn't just want statistical information, okay? Part 5, the results. This is a very important part of the abstract and most people forget about it. So you're basically presenting the key findings, summarize the major findings of your study, focus on the most significant results that directly address your research question. Avoid including detailed numerical data, instead emphasize trends, patterns, or key outcomes. And if you can sum up what your thesis has done in a little, 1 or 2 sentences, that's perfect. That's all they want. And then of course the conclusion. Now provide a summary, highlight the main conclusions drawn from your study. What insights or implications arise from your findings. This section may also touch on the broader significance of your research in the field. So yeah, just a little bit of a sign off saying, okay, well this thesis has done this and that, where that fits into the research field you're working into. If your thesis has some implications or you're going to bring back some learnings to a company or industry, just mention that too as well. Mention how important that would be. And then the final part is not actually connected to the abstract itself, but it's written under it. It's just a series of keywords. So conclude the abstract with a list of keywords that capture the essential themes and topics of your research. This aids in indexing and making your work easily discoverable in academic databases. Look, we're coming to the end here. This is going to be a short video. And ironically, how long should it be? Well, Your college and your guidelines will basically guide you on that. So many institutions or journals specify a word limit for abstracts. Ensure your abstract adheres to these guidelines. Additionally, maintain a logical and organized structure following the sequence of introduction, methods, results, conclusion, blah, blah, blah. So what I just said there. So you kind of want to aim for maybe 1 or 2 sentences in each of those parts I mentioned. Remember, the abstract should be self-contained and able to stand alone as a comprehensive summary of the entire thesis. It is often the first part of the document that readers encounter, so clarity and conciseness are key. Check the specific requirements of your institution or journal for any additional guidelines on abstract format. That is very important. Don't leave threads hanging, or don't say like, or this thesis will try and answer this research question. To find out more, read the thesis. That's useless. That's not what they're looking. It's not like the back of a DVD cover where it doesn't want to give away the plot. You have to give away the plot. You have to tell me how it answers the research question. So don't leave out anything important out of it. Now, look, top tips. I'm going to have another drink of water here. I don't want to die on camera. Now, we're going to look at some top tips here, okay? So the main thing to remember is ensure that your abstract is clear, concise, and to the point. Use clear and straightforward language to convey your key messages. Remember that the abstract is often the first thing people read, so it should be accessible to a broader audience. Highlight key findings. Again, very important. Clearly state the main findings or results of research. Focus on the most significant outcomes that contribute to the understanding of your topic. Capture the essence of your research. So articulate the essence of your research by addressing the so what question. Explain the significance and implication of your findings. Use the active voice and engaging language. So write in the active voice to make your abstract more engaging and direct. This helps in creating a sense of immediacy and impact. Use verbs that convey action and excitement, making it clear what you did and what you found. Don't go overboard in that though. Don't start writing it like a DVD, the back of a DVD cover. I'm showing my age here talking about DVDs. Proofread for clarity and accuracy. So proofread your abstract carefully to eliminate grammatical errors, typos, and awkward phrasing. Clarity and accuracy are crucial in conveying your message effectively. Very important, since it's the first thing an examiner or supervisor lands on. So start as you mean to go on and make sure it's all okay. So I'm going to give you a little trip through ChatGPT land. I'm going to show you how to use it to make abstracts, okay? So let's have a look there and see what we can do. Now, here we are, ChatGPT. I'm going to show you how to do an abstract, okay? But first we need a summary, okay? So provide me with a 5,000 or 4,000 word essay on mental health in Ireland. Now, for everyone whose mouth is on the floor, who've never seen this program before, and they're like, "Oh my God, I don't actually have to do any work anymore. This is the beginning and end of my academic career." Do not use it for this. This is obviously, there's no references in this. It just gives you a very brief overview. It does pull from, actual research and actual factual information, but it comes with the caveat of there's no references on this. This is not really an academic piece. And as I mentioned in my other videos on AI, you should always double check and check multiple sources. But it is very handy for if you're trying to figure out, how do I start my essay? How do I start my thesis? What should be in my introduction? Then it's very good for that sort of stuff. And so you get something like this, okay? So you just open this up. And let's say we have let's open up a Word document first. So there's our Word document now. So we put it in here, okay? So let's say this is our thesis, okay? And we've been asked to do an abstract on it. So rather than kind of say, Jesus, what do I do here? Where do I get it from? If you just copy and paste your own work into it, okay? So copy and paste that. Go back to it here and go write me an abstract, okay? And then give it the text. Okay, so look, magic. Now, it's missing the findings, it's missing a bit of the methodology and stuff like that. But what it's given us here essentially is the beginning part of the abstract. It's summarized what I fed into it. Now, what I fed into it was a bit of a gobbledygook. It's not the full story of it. But if you can feed it the background to your study, then feed it like the either the intro or conclusion of your methodology, and then feed it a paragraph or two on the main findings, or sorry, on the main outcomes of your research. Mention the research question as well, and then go, here, give me an abstract. You know, Bob's your uncle. It fires it back at you. Now look, let's just say, so how many words is that? It's not so great on this all the time. You know, it doesn't understand numbers for some reason. So there's 261 words here, okay? So let's just, you know, let's try our luck and say, can you make it 250 words? Now there's no reason why you can't do this yourself, but look, just in case you're ever wondering or you're really stuck. Now let's see if it did actually give me 250 words. There we go. Abstract is probably one word, so don't worry about that for the moment. No, it didn't. It gave me 223, which is no problem. You know, it's okay. The main thing is it did something. So let's say, can you add research question to it, as well as outcomes. Oh, I don't know why I'm putting O in as well. It doesn't care. Oh, and some keywords, please. And I don't know why I'm trying to say please to it, but look, it's always nice to be nice. Now, there, look, complete, you know, madness. So obviously this is not, the outcomes here are not, they're just the outcomes from what I gave it. They're not the actual outcomes to any research on this topic. But it does spit out the keywords there. So even if you're stuck for keywords, you can feed in a large part of your thesis, the important parts, and ask it for keywords. But I would kind of say to everyone who's thinking about using this type of software, it might look like a genie with a lamp that's saying, oh my god, this is going to grant all my wishes. But like the genie, you be careful what you wish for, okay? This is, at best, a tool that works with you, but it requires your expertise, okay? So if you don't have expertise in the topic, as I said, if you're not at the very end of your topic, you have everything sewn up, this thing is going to be relying on you. And if you're trying to rely on it, well then, you know, the two of you are going to look like spare tires when it comes to your exam results. So that's the abstract. It's not going to be very complicated. Something you can leave till the very end of your thesis. It's not something you need to worry about too much. As this slideshow has hopefully shown you, it's fairly straightforward. And if you really get stuck, you can use AI to help you build that abstract. But I would say abstract should be the last thing you do in your thesis. It's really just a brief summary of your introduction with your results and some recommendations thrown in if you want.